This is Nicholas Godejohn. Nicholas was born in Wisconsin, and he was diagnosed at a young age with a low average IQ and autism spectrum disorder. Nicholas craved interaction with other people, but because of his disorder, he was socially awkward and did not understand social cues. When he would discover something he was interested in, he would become almost obsessive over it. He would even create multiple personalities that he claimed represented good and evil. He explained them like an angel on one shoulder and a demon on the other. All of these issues would cause him to remain at home, under the care of his mother, even into his 20s. He would have his first run-in with the police at the age of 23, when he was caught masturbating at McDonald's for 9 hours straight while carrying a folding knife. It seemed Nicholas desperately wanted the attention of a woman, but because of his disability, he remained alone and sexually frustrated.
I remember seeing one night, it was at 9 o'clock at night time. I was in my grandma's house. I just remember looking in the mirror and I saw a glimpse of something I didn't recognize in my eye. It was just a shade, and then it went away. It was almost like something was trying to tell me, oh yeah, I'm there. You've created me, I'm there. Part of me wanted to come out for a very long time, and the very first opportunity it got, it didn't waste any time in basically trying to make an example out of somebody, unfortunately. I usually wake up to every day is not there. It's a completely different person.
A few years later, Nicholas would create an account on a dating website as he continued to search for the woman of his dreams. That's when he would meet Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and he fell in love with her almost instantly. Gypsy had so many things in common with Nicholas. They both loved BDSM, as they both lived imaginary lives online. They talked about violence and wore costumes for each other. Gypsy even had an alter ego named Ruby that she claimed was her evil side. The couple referred to each other as daddy and daughter, and Gypsy would even go as far as calling Nicholas her master during their online conversations. They would finally meet in 2015, and that's when Gypsy would tell Nicholas her secret.
Nicholas, got somebody to talk to.
Hi. Oh, okay. Hello.
Hello. You've been here a long time waiting on me to get here?
Oh my gosh, have I ever been.
I tried to get here as fast as I could. Are you tired?
I have stayed awake the entire time.
Okay. Well, I'm going to talk to you, and I guess you said you wanted to talk to me, so
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah,
All right, I'm sure you have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
You probably want to know what's going on with Gypsy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to answer your questions for you. Did you get something to eat?
No, they offered that to me.
But you didn't eat?
I ate something before that.
Okay, what did you eat?
They're called ham sandwiches. I guess they offer that with mayonnaise as well.
Oh, do you like mayonnaise?
Well, I don't like them with bologna though, so it's usually the mayonnaise. But not when I just left alone because I've been like so worried, sick about Gypsy.
Okay, we're going to talk about Gypsy.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Gypsy, okay?
Okay.
Because I know you got a lot of questions, and I want to answer your questions, and I want to talk to you, and see what's going on. Okay? Before I do, I'm going to read you your Miranda rights. Have you ever been read your Miranda rights before?
It sounds familiar.
Sometimes they do it on TV. And the way I do it's going to be a little different than probably what you've seen on TV, but it's probably about the same. Okay? All right.
Gypsy was born in 1991. Her mother, Dee Dee, suffered from a mental health disorder called Munchausen syndrome by proxy, or MSP. This disorder causes a person, often a mother, to seek attention from the person who is in their care. They gain attention by seeking medical help for imaginary or exaggerated symptoms. Because it is very rare, little is known about what exactly causes MSP, but there are some theories that neglect as a child or major stress like marital problems can trigger MSP. Dee Dee claimed her daughter had sleep apnea, leukemia, and even muscular dystrophy. Gypsy was forced to use a wheelchair and a breathing tube to help manage her imaginary symptoms. As Gypsy grew older, her mother would add visual impairments, asthma, and seizures to her list of medical problems. Gypsy would undergo multiple unneeded surgeries and her teeth would rot out, most likely due to all the medication she was taking.
As you can imagine, we've talked to Gypsy a lot tonight.
Because it's been quite a wait.
Yeah, so we've talked to her, and she told us a whole bunch of stuff that's happened to you guys, and so I kind of just want to talk to you and start from the beginning, maybe, like how you guys met, or whatever, you know,
Okay.
is that, can we start from where you guys
Yeah.
met? Would that make you feel comfortable?
I'm fine with that.
Okay, where did you guys meet?
It was a site called ChristianForDatingFree.com.
Okay. Is that like a dating site?
Yeah, it's for
Okay.
Christians, but it's meant to be free.
Okay,
Since
so you don't have to pay any money for it. It's
Yep.
just a place you can go to meet people?
Yep.
Okay. And have you,
I don't know how to explain it. It's like the way that we clicked is it made it seem like we somehow just knew we were right for each other.
okay.
So we like, what was it, like 4 days? I would have to say 4 days later we started a relationship together.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so your relationship, what kind of relationship was that you guys started?
It was one of those committed ones.
Okay.
Committed relationship.
To each other, committed
Yep.
to each other.
Yep.
So you were on there looking for other people and she wasn't looking for other people?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly what
So
it
you-
is.
Dee Dee would continue to fabricate lies to get attention and help from other people. In 2005, she claimed that they were victims of Hurricane Katrina, and in 2008, an organization called Habitat for Humanity built her a brand new home that even had a wheelchair ramp for Gypsy. Charities would give her free tickets to Disney World as a thank you for being such an amazing mother and caretaker. Gypsy was manipulated by her mother and forced to pretend that she had dozens of medical issues. She spent her life playing the victim and pretending to be something she was not. She had learned how to manipulate people by the best, and now it was her turn to get somebody else to do something for her. When Gypsy met Nicholas online, she knew she finally had her victim, and more importantly, a way out of the life she was living under the control of her mother.
I don't know how much she told you. I hope she told you everything that I do know also.
Okay.
Apparently from what she told me, her mom kicked her out of her house.
Okay.
So she texted me to pick her up.
Okay.
And what happened was I got on a bus about a day later, about in the afternoon of that day.
Okay.
And then I got back. As soon as I got there, I walked straight to a hotel, and then I let her know that I was at the hotel.
Okay. So you got there on a bus. What kind of bus was it?
It was a Greyhound bus.
Okay. So you got to Springfield, Missouri on a Greyhound bus,
Yep.
and you walked straight to a hotel.
Yep.
Do you remember what that hotel was called?
Yeah, it was called Days Inn.
Days Inn. Okay. And that's in Springfield, Missouri?
Yep.
Okay. So you get off the bus and you walk straight to Days Inn. What kind of clothes are you wearing?
Oh, jeez. I don't have that good of a memory at this
Okay.
point.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Was you wearing jeans or shorts or something different?
I'm always wearing usually athletic clothing.
Athletic clothing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get off. Do you have luggage with you or anything?
Yes, yes.
Okay. What kind of luggage do you
I
have?
had my clothing
Okay.
since I wasn't sure how long I was going to be there. 'Cause
Okay.
I was worried sick about her when I got there to where
Okay.
I wanted to find her as soon as possible.
Okay.
Because I knew she was wandering the streets.
Okay.
So I brought like 3 days worth of clothing because I was going to do all I could to find her at
Okay.
that point. And then,
And so you get to Springfield, so you're excited, you want to see her. So then
Yep.
what do you do?
I texted her, and then she, there's obviously a lot of like free public Wi-Fi spots around there. So
Okay.
I don't know where she texted me from, but she was able to find somewhere to text me from.
Okay.
And after that,
Okay. So she tells you that she's got kicked out. You're coming here and you're coming to see her and you're going to find her. Is
Yeah.
what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you guys start communicating like that, and then what happens?
and then,
Okay.
as I'm going outside my hotel room,
Uh-huh.
I end up running into her.
Okay.
As I'm trying to go get an actual like soda.
Okay. So
So-
you're going to get a soda and you just run right into her?
It was right on the same level that my hotel room was on.
Okay.
And then me and her pretty much stayed inside the hotel for pretty much the entire time.
Gypsy would tell Nicholas everything. She told him how she tried to leave before, but her mother had found her and brought her home. She told Nicholas that the entire community was behind her mother, so she could not go to the police because they would never believe her. She told him that she wanted to be with him, but her mother would never allow it. By this point, Nicholas was obsessed with Gypsy. She was his world. No other woman had ever given him this much attention, or had so much in common with him. Nicholas only knew one thing, and that was he wanted to be with Gypsy no matter what, and he would do anything to make that happen. Together, the couple formulated a plan to murder Dee Dee and then run away so they could finally be together.
Yeah.
I guess she's your girlfriend, Gypsy's your
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is.
And you love her?
Oh, do I ever?
You love her a lot?
I was bummed my eyes out waiting for this moment where I can talk to you.
Okay.
Because I was so worried about her.
Yeah. I think she loves you too. We spoke to her and for a long time. And I'm kind of thinking maybe she loves you a little more than you love her. Because you're sitting here telling me things that I know aren't true. And then she's sitting here telling me things that are true. And if you really love her, I don't think that you would want her in that situation, okay? The situation that she's in right now. And so we're going to go down two paths here, okay? And that is just you're going to have to be honest with me. Because if you love her, if you love Gypsy, then you're not going to let Gypsy get in trouble without you being there to help her, okay?
I understand.
And so what you need to know is that Gypsy told us everything.
Okay.
We didn't talk to Gypsy all this time and not get everything.
Okay.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
And so, Nick, I want you to do the honorable thing, okay? For Gypsy and for your family, okay? Because we know what happened. And I want to give you the opportunity to start over and to tell the truth, okay? And the truth is not what you've told me.
How much have I told you to believe is the truth?
I believe the part that you got on a bus and went to Springfield.
Okay.
I believe that's true.
Okay.
That you ordered food to eat. I believe that's true.
Okay.
I believe that it's true that at some point Gypsy came back with you to the motel. I believe that's true.
Yeah,
I believe Gypsy got on a bus and came here with you. I believe that's true.
Yeah.
That's all I believe.
Okay.
Okay? Because you missed a lot in there. And I understand that you missed a lot because you don't know what to say because you don't know what Gypsy said. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you right now, Gypsy did tell me everything. She told us everything. She told us about you coming there. She told us what happened to Mom. She told us about your guys' relationship. She told us about the cleanup. She told us about all of that. Okay?
Okay.
So, do you want to do the right thing by Gypsy if you love her?
No, the truth is I worship her, so
I know you do.
There's no way I wouldn't do it on
I know.
would think for her.
I know you do. I believe you do. But this is the point where you're going to prove whether you do or not, okay? When me and you talk.
Okay.
Okay? Because it's not fair. It's not fair to Gypsy for her to be honest and you to lie, okay?
In June of 2015, Nicholas took a bus from Wisconsin to Gypsy's home in Missouri. He told Gypsy to wait in the bathroom and to cover her ears so she could not hear her mother's screams. He then took a knife that was ordered online and he took Dee Dee's life. After he told Gypsy what he had done, the couple stole $4,000 from Dee Dee's savings account and then they ran away. They would rent a hotel room where they would have sex with each other and celebrate Gypsy's freedom. Gypsy posted these two messages on Facebook to let the world know that she was still the victim and to make Nicholas look even worse if he was ever caught. Friends on Facebook would report the message to the police, and Dee Dee's body would be discovered. It wouldn't take long for the police to find the couple, because after they left the hotel, they went back to Nicholas's home in Wisconsin. Gypsy was smart, and she knew that the police would eventually figure out that Nicholas was involved, so she did not try and stop him from going back home. After all, she was the victim.
So what I want to know is can you tell me this first?
Okay.
Did Gypsy know that you were going to kill her mother?
Honestly, she asked me to.
Okay. So Gypsy knew you were going to do it because Gypsy asked you to.
Yes.
Why did she ask you to do that?
Because she felt it was her only way to be with me.
Okay. She felt like if you killed the mom, then that's the only way she could be with you.
Yeah.
Do you know the mom's name?
I don't know her real name. All I know is that she goes by Dee Dee.
Dee Dee, okay. So, has Gypsy asked you to kill anyone else?
No.
Okay, she just wants you to kill her mom.
Yes.
Okay. And how did Gypsy ask you to do that? Did she ask you to do that in a text message, on a Facebook, or in person, or something different?
Well, it was more than once. I mean, you had Facebook. We would talk about it on there. We would talk about it even on Texas.
Okay. And what kind of things would Gypsy tell you that she wanted you to do?
She wanted. The thing is that I know she loves her mom a lot. I know she does.
Yeah.
I had well, I was up here with her, and she felt guilty about the whole situation. I had to make sure she was safe. And meaning, like, I had to make sure she felt like she could be comforted by
you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because, and then the truth is, okay, I'll admit it, I did actually stab her mom. I will admit it.
I know. Okay.
The only reason I did it is because I did it for me and her. That's the real reason I did it. I would have never did it if it was not for me and her.
Okay. So you wouldn't have done it if somebody else would have asked?
No.
Okay.
There's no way I would have did it for anyone else.
Okay, so you just
I
did.
truly do worship her to the point there's nothing I want to do for her.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think you've proved that, right?
Yes.
I think that you've proved that you do what she asked you to do, if that's the case, if she did ask you.
Yeah, she did ask me.
Okay, and she asked you more than once? Did she ask you why you were here?
She asked me more than once because what happened was...
It seems that Nicholas may have also suffered from obsessive love disorder. OLD is a psychological condition that causes a person to become obsessive over another person. They will have a very strong desire to possess and protect that person. In this case, Nicholas could not accept any further rejection from women. For years, he searched for a person he could love and who would love him back. When he finally met Gypsy, his fear of rejection and being alone would cause him to obsess over her, and he would do anything to stay with her.
Because the thing was that she wanted to do it herself, but she was too, what's the word, not cautious, it's, I guess skittish is the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
She didn't want to actually do it.
Okay.
Because she couldn't live with herself doing it.
Okay.
And, as for, me, I, honestly, to this day, I still feel guilty about it.
Okay.
I do.
Right.
Because I learned so much about her mom after she told me and more about it after actually being able to live with her for a little while.
Right.
I actually realized how great of a mom she was.
Okay, so it kind of makes you feel a little guilty.
No. I feel a lot more guilt than that.
Okay. So Gypsy's telling you about her mom.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, how
okay.
she is and her accomplishments and all, yeah.
Okay. So when you came here to Springfield, that was your purpose to come here so that way you could do that for Gypsy?
Yes, because I wanted to be with her and I wanted...
So did Gypsy know you was coming here then to go ahead and kill Dee?
Yes.
Okay. So why did you guys decide that you would stab her instead of shooting her with a gun or poisoning her or beating her with a bat? Like, why did you guys decide stabbing would be what you did to kill her?
Honestly, the thing is we really wouldn't have known how to poison her. Honestly, we wouldn't have known how to.
Okay.
I mean, she looked up multiple times of how to do it because she wanted to find the quickest way to do it.
Okay, so like she looked up on the internet,
yes.
like how to kill her mom?
Yes.
Okay, and so she was looking for the easiest way to do it?
Yes, this way she would be in less pain. She wanted her mom's death to be quick.
Okay, so you wouldn't have known how to do the poisoning, and so, again, why did we choose the knife? Like, why
The
did
reason
you...
why we chose the knife is because I guess she thought that it'd be quicker if she bled out quickly.
Okay. Now, did she tell you that, or is that something you think she thought?
Most likely that's what I would think she would think.
Okay, but she didn't tell you to stab her because she'd bleed out quickly?
No.
Okay.
That's what I figured she would think because it makes sense. More holes, faster they go away and the faster they are at peace.
Okay.
There are many reasons why a person can develop OLD. Neglect or abuse as a child can cause a person to feel insecure or worthless, and when they meet someone who makes them feel good about themselves, they become obsessed with them. A person may also have an attachment disorder, which will usually develop during childhood. It makes a person feel as if their partner is about to leave them at any minute, so they do their best to control everything in their relationship because they do not want to be alone. Whatever the reason, Nicholas had finally found the woman of his dreams, But unfortunately for him, that woman was a master manipulator.
Okay. So when you're stabbing Dee, where is she at?
She's on her stomach.
On her stomach where? On the floor, in the bathtub, or somewhere different?
On her, on the, oh my gosh. I gotta let my mind work. Oh, I have 1 second.
You're fine. Take your time.
She was on the bed. Her bed.
Her bed. In her bedroom?
Yes.
Okay. So was she sleeping on her stomach, or just laying there watching TV, or?
Sleeping on her stomach.
Okay, so she's laying in her bed, sleeping on her stomach. Is she covered up with covers or uncovered, or?
It actually, when I did it, it seemed like, she had her, it was almost like a nightgown on, it seemed
Okay.
like. And, she barely even was covered at all.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
it was easy access to her body.
Okay. So she didn't have a bunch of covers on her. It made it a lot easier to
Yeah.
do that. Okay. And so did she scream or holler, or
Yeah, she did.
what was she saying?
First she said help, and then she didn't recognize who I was. So she
Okay.
said, who are you? And then,
She said, "Who are you?"
yeah.
Okay. And she didn't recognize who you are. And she says help. And then what does she say?
And then she called up for Gypsy, but Gypsy didn't do anything.
Okay. She hollered for Gypsy.
Yes.
Where was Gypsy at when you were stabbing her? When you were stabbing Dee in the bed, where was Gypsy at?
She was hiding in the bathroom.
Okay. Why was she in the bathroom? Why was she hiding in the bathroom?
Because she didn't know if her mom was going to kill me or not.
Oh, okay. So she thought Mom might kill you.
Yes.
Okay. Did she think Mom had a weapon, or?
She didn't believe I could actually do it. That's what I think it was.
Okay. She didn't think that you would just go in there. And you don't know if she had confidence in you. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah. She didn't think I was
Okay.
capable of it. Is what it was.
Whose decision was it for her to go in the bathroom while this was happening?
She said that's what she wanted to do.
Okay.
So I just let her do it. And
Okay.
she locked the door behind her, so.
Okay, so she went in the bathroom, locked the door, and you went to do.
At the beginning of this interrogation, Nicholas did his best to lie about why he had taken a bus to see Gypsy. The detective already knew he was lying, and she also knew that he was obsessed with Gypsy, so she manipulated Nicholas by using Gypsy against him. She told him that Gypsy told her everything, and that she would get into more trouble if Nicholas continued to lie. Nicholas wanted to protect Gypsy, so he decided it was best to confess to everything. The cycle of manipulation doesn't end here. Gypsy is in the next room, and it's her turn to talk to the police and convince them that she is just the victim.
She cleans up the mess, the blood that may be yours because you can cut yourself.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
And then, she wanted to have sex with me, so I did.
Okay, she wanted to have sex with you?
Yes.
Okay, and so where'd you guys have sex at?
In her bedroom.
In
Her bed.
her bed. In
Yes.
Gypsy's bed?
Yes.
Okay. And so you guys have sex?
Yes.
And what kind of sex? What is sex like to you?
Well,
Is it-
to me, the kind of sex that it was pretty much, it was all 100% consensual, is what
Okay.
I'm looking for. Yeah.
Okay.
Because she, obviously I was the one that was in charge, but she went along with it willingly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what did you guys do when you had sex?
We pretty much did all three things. We did all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had anal sex with her?
Yes.
And then what's the other? I can't guess.
Oral,
Okay.
like I said, all of them. Vaginal, all of them.
Okay. Okay. When you say oral, is that you providing oral sex to her and her providing oral sex to you, or is
Both.
it something different? Both? Okay.
Both.
And that happened in her bed?
Yes.
Okay. When you have sex, do you ejaculate? Like the semen come out of your penis?
I think I might have like too much, what's the word I'm looking for? Stamina or endurance or something like that, because
Okay.
it takes her a lot to even get me close.
Okay, so it takes a long time for you to get there.
Yeah.
Did you get there that day, that night?
No.
Okay, so you wasn't able to
Nope.
ejaculate?
Not that time.
Okay. Was you, at that time during the movie theater, was you able to?
I got close to, but I wasn't able to do it though.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so you guys get everything packed, she wipes down the fingerprints, and then what do you guys do?
We get a taxi and we get to the hotel from the taxi.
Okay. Where does the taxi come to?
To the address of her house.
Okay, so you call the taxi, or does she call the taxi?
I called it because I was the only one that had a phone to do it.
Okay, and then do you give them the address?
Yep.
Okay, and so you give them the address and they come to the house. Do you remember what day that was and what time it was?
It was in the morning.
Do you feel like you were easily caught?
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you feel like she was easily caught?
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you think that if Gypsy hadn't asked you to kill her mom, you'd ever killed her mom?
I know I wouldn't have done it.
Okay, you just did it because you loved Gypsy and Gypsy asked you to do it?
Yes.
Is that what I'm thinking?
Yes.
Okay. Or what, does that what I understand? Okay. Okay, sorry to confuse you.
Now it's Gypsy's turn to be interrogated by the police. She sits comfortably on a couch covered in a blanket, doing her best to appear innocent. The detective begins asking her basic questions, and Gypsy immediately tries to manipulate him. She tells him that the reason they have 2 different birthdays for her is because her birth certificate was lost during Hurricane Katrina. It's possible that Gypsy's mother told her all of this, and she does in fact believe that they were victims of Hurricane Katrina. Regardless whether she is being honest about being a hurricane survivor, Gypsy is smart, and she is using the hurricane to gain sympathy from the detective.
Hey, Gypsy. This is Stan. Hi, Gypsy. Let you guys talk. I'm Detective Hancock. I'm with County Sheriff's Office. How are you today? Good. Doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Good.
Blanchard is Blanchard.
Blanchard. Okay, with an E. Okay. All right. And your date of birth, Gypsy?
Is 7/27/1995. On here they have 91 because let me make this a long story, but
Okay, sure.
me and my mother are Hurricane Katrina survivors.
Okay.
And my birth certificate was washed away in Katrina.
Okay.
And unfortunately, they messed up. A long time ago, they messed up the paperwork, and it said 1991, but it's actually 95.
Okay. And that puts you at how old then?
I would be really 19, but on here it's my Medicaid. My medical insurance has 23.
Okay. All right. So how old actually are you? Let's get
19.
19. Okay.
It's all screwed.
Yeah, absolutely. Gypsy, do you know your social security number?
Unfortunately, I don't. I brought my card with me,
Okay.
but it's at my boyfriend's house.
Okay, we'll get with that later then. Well, Gypsy, we are here investigating something, so I do need to talk with you about some things, okay?
I'm thankful because I have no idea why I'm here.
Okay.
Nobody will tell me anything.
Yeah, that's fine, and that's kind of why we're here, to kind of help you out with that, okay? So, I am going to just read your Miranda just share real quick, okay? And as I'm reading this, if you don't understand something, I want you to stop me and say that you don't understand, okay? It's not being rude, it's not implied or anything, okay? And just let me know. How much schooling do you have?
Unfortunately, I was homeschooled, but my education is kind of scattered, so I have the basic of a 3rd grader.
Okay. Do you know how to read and write okay and everything? Okay, good.
Not so much spell very good, but I could read.
Okay. How would you say your comprehension level is?
Good.
Good. Okay. Okay.
Before the detective reads Gypsy her rights, he asks her about her education. Gypsy takes this opportunity to tell him that she has the education of a 3rd grader, and she also adds that she cannot spell very well. She does this because after her mother was killed, she wrote messages on Facebook pretending to be Nicholas. By telling the detective she can't write, she is making sure to remove any possibility that she wrote those messages. Now the detective will ask Gypsy how she got from her home in Missouri to Wisconsin, and Gypsy will begin to recite the lie she has rehearsed dozens of times.
I want to tell you that what I've got to talk to you about, if you're involved in this, then you need to tell me that now. Okay?
I'm completely 100%
Okay.
honest.
And let me talk for just a second, okay? But if you're involved in this, then you need to be honest with me, and you need to tell me now and not wait till later. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want you to understand that there's just some things going on that you need to be made aware of, and I think that you're aware of it, okay? All right? My concern at this point, let me back up with something. You're here, do you know where you're at right now?
Yes.
Okay, where are you at right now?
I'm at the Waukesha Police Department.
Okay. All right, and how did you lived in Missouri at one point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how did you get from Missouri to here?
Not but a week ago. It all started when I met my boyfriend Nick.
Okay.
And we met on an online dating website. My mom had a laptop, and so I used hers.
Okay.
But
Let me back up a second, for just a second, okay? Earlier when I said, let's be honest with each other, okay? I'll be honest with you as long as you're honest with me, okay? And I want you to understand that your honesty goes a long ways, okay? You don't want something in this nature to be like a big snowball. We'll use that as an example, okay? You don't want that snowball to be so big that you know how when you pack a snowball and it's real small, and what happens when you start rolling it down a hill?
it's bigger.
It's bigger, okay? And what happens if you start telling lies? They get bigger.
Bigger and bigger
You don't
and bigger.
remember which ones you said and which
Right.
ones you told. And as soon as that thing gets so big, it goes down the bottom of the hill and it crashes into a lot of people,
Right.
okay? I mean, a lot of people, all right? And it hurts a lot of people, right? Because it's so big and crashes and hurts them.
Right.
Now, if you're telling the truth, that's not going to happen, isn't that right?
Right.
Okay, so that's kind of why I want you to be honest with me about this, okay?
Absolutely.
About some things, all right?
Absolutely.
So, we need to, I'm here, okay? Because I don't think that this is something that you, the intention wasn't there. You know, I don't think you're a bad person. I really don't. I think that you're a smart person, okay? I think that you, you know, sometimes you get dealt bad hand, and I think sometimes that's what's happened with you, okay? And I want you to understand that you need to be honest with me, and if you're involved in anything that I'm about ready to tell you, then you need to tell me, okay?
The detective is about to tell Gypsy that her mother is dead. Gypsy is ready for this question. She has spent her entire life pretending to be something she is not, and because of that, she has become a fantastic actor. Watch as Gypsy reacts to hearing that her mother is dead.
Your mom's dead, okay? Now, what I want to ask you
Wait,
is,
what?
your mom's passed away, okay? And she's deceased, all right? Now, what I want to ask you, did you have involvement in this? Okay.
No.
Hang on, listen to me for just a second, okay? I want you to understand something, okay? Remember the snowball that we talked about? You remember the pencil that we talked about? I'm going to demonstrate something with a pencil here, okay? Look at me. Look at me for just a second, okay? Sometimes people are going along, you know how you got a pencil? You got the lead here and you got the eraser right here, right? You know what I'm talking about? You've seen a pencil, right? You've used a pencil before, right? Okay? And when you write with a pencil, you write your own story, right? Okay? And you take that pencil and you're writing along with your story. Well, sometimes some people make mistakes when they write stuff down, don't they? We've all made mistakes. You've made mistakes. I've made mistakes, right? You ever made a mistake in your life? And I've made mistakes in my life. And hang on just a second, okay? When you're writing this stuff down, all of a sudden you make a mistake. Well, what do you do with that mistake? You take that pencil and you flip it over and you start erasing stuff, okay? And you erase it and you recorrect it. And you take that pencil and then you rewrite your history, your story, okay? And I kind of think that's where you're at with this tonight, okay? That you have a chance to rewrite your story. And I think that that's what you can do, is you can rewrite your story tonight, okay? Like I said earlier, I don't think you're a bad person. I really don't. You know, I don't think that that's you at all. And you're not out here, you know, doing things that are so bad that nobody wants to talk to you, nobody wants to be around you. I don't think that's you, okay? But what I do think, okay, what I do think is there's some stuff going on that you and I need to talk about. And why these things happen, okay? And that's where we're at with this, okay? Now, I want you to understand something, that you need to be, look at me, okay? Look at me for just a second, okay? You're in a situation where you can help yourself right now, okay? And that's what you need to do, okay? You've got to help yourself, okay? Because the more and more you let that snowball roll down that hill and get bigger, what's going to happen is going to explode. And that's what's going to happen with you, you know. You don't want that, do you?
No.
I don't think you do. I wouldn't want that.
No.
So we've got to rewrite history. We've got to rewrite some things, don't we? Okay? And I think that's where we're at with all this, all right? What happened with your mom that night?
Even though Gypsy has done a great job acting, she forgot that a real victim would demand answers regarding the death of their loved one. They would ask questions like, "What are you talking about? How did it happen? And who did it?" The detective is making sure to lean forward and to get into her personal space to make her feel as uncomfortable as possible. He also continues to talk without stopping because he knows Gypsy is smart and he does not want to give her a chance to think of a solution to her problem.
I don't know what happened with my mom at all.
Okay, just listen to me, okay, sweetheart? You know what happened to your mom, okay? You know exactly. Sweetheart, listen to me. Let's not go down that road of taking your pencil and writing a bunch of mistakes down. And then when you get to a certain point, that paper's gone, and guess what? You can't erase it, can you?
No.
You can't erase it anymore. Do you want that?
No.
I don't think you do. I think you're smart enough to understand where we're at with this, okay? I think you know, okay? And I know that you know, all right? I wouldn't be here if I didn't know. And I know the answer to a lot of these questions, okay? I already know them, okay? I know them, and I'm giving you a chance to be honest with me, okay? Because you don't want this thing to spiral out of control, okay?
No.
Your boyfriend's in here, okay?
Oh, he's here.
He's in here, okay? All right? And do you think that we've not talked to people?
No, I know.
Listen to me before you say a whole lot. Do not dig yourself in a bunch of lies, because what's going to happen, that snowball's going to get so huge, sweetheart, that it's going to explode on you, and you're never, ever going to dig yourself out of it. Do you understand me?
I understand.
So I want to know, okay, why?
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 What?
Why did you guys hurt your mom? Okay.
We would never.
Sweetheart,
hurt
look at me.
her.
Look at me. Look at me. I've got kids. I've been doing this for a long time.
I know it's hard.
And I want you to understand something. Don't dig yourself that hole. Don't go down that path, okay? Because listen to me for a second. You go down that path, and what's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen if you go down that path? It's not a path to go down.
If anything, I don't tell lies.
Okay, then don't sit here and lie to me, because if you do, what's going to happen is it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. You're not going to remember the ones that you've told other people, okay? Other people that I've probably already talked to. You understand that?
I understand.
Okay. Why?
Would you like me to start from the beginning?
I only want you to start from the beginning, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. And I'm glad you're making that progress, okay? I'm proud of you for that. But the first thing that we need to get out of the way right now is why. That's the biggest thing. You've got friends that love you and care for you.
I know.
You and your mom have friends that care for you.
I know.
You know what? They're down there, down the bottom of this hill with that snowball, and they're asking all these questions. They're asking why.
I know.
Now, help me give them an answer as to why. Okay? You have to give me an answer as to why, because they are so concerned about you.
I know. I have a lot of friends in Missouri. I know that.
Okay.
And, I would never hurt my mom.
Okay, sweetheart,
I never would.
do you really want to dig yourself, you're digging yourself deeper, okay?
No, seriously, I would never hurt her.
Listen to me, okay? I don't play around with that, okay? I'm not going to play around with this, okay?
Sir, I didn't do anything.
Listen to me.
Gypsy wants to know if you would like to hear the story from the beginning, because she has a story she has rehearsed that will make her look like the victim. The detective knows this, and he tells her the story will come out later, but for now, he just wants to know why. By saying this, he is telling Gypsy that they already know everything, so all she can do is tell them why. Gypsy panics as she tries to come up with another reason to explain why her mother is dead. Unfortunately for Gypsy, the detective continues talking without pausing, which is making it much more difficult for her to create a lie.
They want to know why.
I think very, very clearly. You think that it's me, Why would you think that it's me? I have always loved my mom. My mom and I are best friends.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Please don't dig yourself in this hole. And that's what you're doing. You're still doing it. Okay? What do you not think that we've already talked to some people? Okay? Do you not think that we've talked to everybody? I mean, I'm not going to come in here without having all my things in line. Okay? I want you to understand that.
Of course I understand that. And
we need to get to the why. When we get to the why, then all these other questions I can answer for you, and we can move on with this, okay? And you're the person that knows the why. You're the only person that knows the why, okay? And that's where we're at with it. You're the only one that knows the why, and your friends.
Sir?
Do you really want to disappoint your friends?
No, of course not.
Okay, then why?
But may I please speak?
Well, when we get to the why this happened,
I don't even really know what happened.
okay.
I came here because my mother kicked me out of my house. She and I were having relationship problems. I guess she wanted me to stay a little girl forever. She didn't really like my boyfriend. And she was like, pretty much, if you want to move to Wisconsin with him, fine, go. And I packed my stuff. She basically wanted me out of the house before then because we kept on having arguments, but I'm not a violent person. I would never ever hurt her. And a lot of our arguments stemmed from being with Nick. And so I just basically chose to come here. I gave him money to come here. And I said, can you please come pick me up? Because my mom's kicking me out of the house real soon. And that's when he asked his mom, could I stay with his mom and him and his stepdad and his little brother? His mom said, fine. So, anyway, I don't exactly know the exact date he came to Springfield, but I know that I gave him the money to stay at a hotel. And, anyway, I let him know that,
Hey, hang on a minute, okay? We're going in a totally different direction here, okay? We're going to get back to where we started from, okay? You listen to me, okay? Let's get back to the why. We can talk all night long about this other stuff, and I'll sit here and I'll listen to you, and I'll listen to everything. This investigation is very thorough, okay?
of course.
And there's a lot of whys, and you need to answer those whys, okay?
The detective cuts her off as he sees where her story is going. For the next 20 minutes, the detective continues to tell her that it is in her best interest to tell him why. Every time Gypsy tries to go back to her story, he cuts her off. Eventually, Gypsy begins to point the finger at Nicholas. She mentions that he has mental health disorders like bipolar and autism, and then she tells the detectives that Nicholas did not get along with her mother, and that is all she knows. Gypsy is trying to figure out a way to turn his attention to Nicholas. She wants everyone to believe that he killed Dee Dee so he could be with her, and she is just the victim who does not know anything.
Just because we do bad things doesn't mean that other people don't love us. Doesn't mean that your mom doesn't love you.
Look, I'm going to tell you this, but please don't think I did it because or did anything to my mom because I didn't. Look, Nick and my mom didn't get along very good.
Okay.
But that's all I know.
Okay. So why do you think Nick did this?
I didn't say he did.
Sweetheart, I already know. I've already talked to people, okay? And right now,
He said he hated my mom, but because my mom didn't want us to be together. But I was getting on my mom's nerves. Her nerve medicine was running out. Her patience was getting very thin for me, sticking up for him every time.
good job, proud of you. You did a good job.
And so she asked me to stay away from him, and I promised her I would.
Okay. And then what
But then
happened?
she just said, well, if you want to go, go.
Okay.
I guess out of love she did that.
Okay.
Because she wanted me to be happy.
So why did this happen to your mom? What was the reason for it?
I don't know. All I know is that
Why did Nick hurt her? Sweetheart, what was his reason behind this? And we're back to that why.
I can't see why. He knows I love my mom. He knows that she's the most important thing to me.
So why do you think he did this to her?
He only said something to me that he said that it's us against the world and that he's going to protect me no matter what, and that we were going to get married and everything and nothing was going to stop us.
Okay, even your mom? So he took care of that, didn't he?
What do you mean? I don't think he would ever hurt her. I mean, he's very sweet. He's very kind. I mean, he doesn't like police that much. He's kind of a radicalist, I guess you would call it.
Okay.
But,
Sweetheart, your mom loves you very much. So we're not going to go off on what Nick believes and what he doesn't believe. Okay?
okay.
But we're going to start talking about why Nick did this to your mom. And you know why he did this. Don't let your friends down. Don't let those ones that still are there and got your back and still love you, don't let them down. Don't do that to them. Because every one of them still love you. Let's not do that to them. I don't want to do that to them.
I honestly would never hurt my mom, but I'm not.
But why did Nick hurt her? Now's the time to be truthful, sweetheart. No more lies.
Gypsy's plan was to find someone who could set her free from her controlling mother. She met Nicholas and he was the perfect victim. She told him everything he wanted to hear, and when the hook was set, she convinced him to kill her mother. She planned everything, even down to the messages on Facebook, and then she allowed Nicholas to take her back to his home, where she knew he would be caught. What she didn't count on was that even though Nicholas wanted to protect her, he wasn't smart enough to tell the police that Gypsy had nothing to do with it. The interrogation continues when the detective finally asks the question Gypsy has been waiting to hear. Why would Nicholas kill Dee Dee?
It's because he wanted me to himself.
Okay.
Because my mom kept on getting in the way of us being together.
Sure she did. She didn't like Nick. She didn't want her little baby girl to grow up. She wanted to keep her little baby girl young, didn't she?
She said that there was something dangerous about him. She had a way of reading people.
Okay.
And she said that he seems like the head in a closet type of person that kind of murders and kills and
your
like
mom was right.
Jeffrey Dahmer kind of person.
You think your mom was right? You know your mom was right. You hit it right on the nail on the head, sweetheart. You know your mom was right when she said that. You should know what? Okay. And how should you have listened to her?
I should have broke up with him.
Okay. You tried to stop him? Was he too strong?
He's very strong.
Was it hard for you to try to stop him? It's very hard for you to try to stop him, wasn't it? He's too strong, wasn't he? Yeah, I see that. Look at me. Did you try to stop him? Okay. Hey, I'm proud of you. Look at me. I'm very proud of you for that. Okay, this is about a step in my direction. Okay. How did you try to stop him? Did you try to pull the knife away from him? Was that a yes? I can't guess with your Nodding, so that's why I'm asking you. It looks like you're shaking your head up and down. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. What did he do with the knife after all this was done?
I'm sorry that I lied to you from the beginning. I'll tell you the truth all now.
Okay, good. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
I love him so much, but maybe he can get help now.
Okay.
For his silent ways.
Maybe he can.
He killed my mom.
He killed your mom.
Yes, I know it.
How did he do that?
He was supposed to come and visit me.
Okay.
And I thought we were gonna go outside and we're just gonna sit together for a while on the porch. And
Out at your mom's house?
yeah.
Okay.
And he came inside and he started walking to my mom's room, and I told him that we need to go outside. We need to go outside.
What was your mom doing at that point? Was she asleep or
She was asleep, and I got up to use the restroom. And at that point, he had put me in the bathroom, and he had locked the door.
Okay.
And he went to my mom's room, and I heard her cry. I heard him scream for my name.
You heard your mom crying? You heard your mom crying, and you heard your mom calling out your name. But
And I screamed.
she was screaming.
And I was in shock. And then he took me to my bedroom. And he made me take off all my toys off the bed.
So he made you take all your toys off your bed? Okay. And he hurt you?
And then after he was finished, he made me grab my bag. And
Grab your bag?
grab my bag to pack stuff.
Okay. What was in the backpack?
Stuff like soap and things.
Gypsy tells the detective that Nicholas took a bus to her home, locked her in the bathroom, and took her mother's life. He then cleaned up the evidence, sexually assaulted her, forced her to wear a wig, and then used a fake name so people would not recognize her. Now, if everything she is saying is true, why wouldn't she have told the police the first chance she got if she was truly the victim? After all, her boyfriend killed her mother, assaulted her, then kidnapped her, so why did she try and hide all of this information during the first hour of the interrogation?
Alright. Anything else you need to tell me? Anything else you're leaving out? It's your last opportunity.
No, sir. That's it.
Nothing about you?
I didn't do anything wrong.
You never killed your mom?
No.
Never touched her with a knife?
No, never did, sir.
You never agreed? Told him that you knew he was going to kill her?
No. I never...
What do you think he's going to tell me?
He's gonna tell you that I came here just to see him and that he didn't do it. But
So he's not going to tell me that you had any part of this?
honestly, I don't know what he's gonna say.
Okay, I'm asking you direct and straight.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think he's going to tell me that you had anything to do with your mom's killing? And this is the time to be honest, because like I told you, walk out that door.
He has a romantic notion of us doing everything together as a team, but I didn't want this. I wanted my mom and him to...
So did you kill your mom?
No, sir.
Did you help
No, sir.
Nicholas kill your mom?
No, sir. No, sir.
Did you have knowledge that Nicholas was going to kill your mom
No, sir.
before he did it?
No, sir.
Okay, sit tight for me, okay?
Nicholas would be charged with first-degree murder and he would take the case to trial. Prosecutors would paint a picture of a man full of obscene sexual desires who had been excited to take Dee Dee's life. Lawyers would argue that Nicholas's mental state did not constitute first-degree murder. Ultimately, he would be convicted and sentenced to life without parole. Gypsy, on the other hand, would be convicted of second-degree murder, and she would receive only 10 years for her part in the crime. After Gypsy pled guilty, the prosecutor would say that he could have obtained a first-degree conviction, and Gypsy would have spent the rest of her life in jail, but he didn't believe that was fair to Gypsy. She had gone through enough with her mother, so the prosecution agreed to a lesser charge.
I did feel that she was not taking responsibility for her actions, but at the same time, due to the way I know she was raised, I can't blame her. I can't. That, and along with my religion, with being a Christian, I know I'm not supposed to judge, so I'm not going to judge. It's just not part of who I am. I just won't do it.
At that point, there was no time going back because from the first step I walked into the house, I knew there was no going back. There was two thoughts that came in my mind. One was a benevolent thought, another one was a malevolent thought. It was almost like having a devil on one shoulder and a angel on the other. Unfortunately, I ended up listening to my darker side because I wanted to be with her, and I remember what she said, and I wanted to believe what she was saying, and unfortunately, I should have listened to my other part of me